What's happening, Hexo traders and investors? It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Today is Tuesday, November 1st. It's a new month. Hope you're well today. And going to do an update with regards to the Tyson 2.0 deal with Hexo. I did get an update from Hexo IR, so they responded to me, and they responded to me about the earnings on Monday. So yesterday, they said last week that it would be on Monday after hours, and a lot of people, just automatically jump to, conclusions, and they said that, they probably lied to you, and then sure enough, they came out late yesterday. So they were truthful in that, and they just responded to the Tyson deal, and it's exactly what I said. There's probably some updates that are going to be done because of the fact that they were getting pushback from the governments, and it was tied to a specific person or entity. And the same thing happened with the trailer park bud. So before we get started, moving forward, let's just try to use logic instead of emotion. I know it's very hard sometimes because we're human, but at the end of the day, there's probably a logical explanation for all of it. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future updates or when I go live. But again, even with regards to the earnings, I've been saying for a while now that I wasn't expecting much from this earnings. I was expecting a pretty big miss on EPS and maybe a slight beat on revenue because the estimates were so low, but I wasn't expecting a huge beat either way. Came in with a miss on both fronts, but we didn't miss that much in terms of in terms of revenue. We missed pretty big on the EPS, but at the end of the day, it's still improving, right? And we have, I think they said 83 million in cash. They still have that 180 million backstop. They've been improving their EPS quarter over quarter, and things are on the right trajectory, right? We're right sizing the company, and I brought up the part about trust financials, and again, that was just me speculating, and now people are saying the trust is going to be sold. Well, no, it was worded in a way that they're reviewing as part of their strategic plan and reorganization. They said that they're going to be looking at trust, their future investment in trust. That could be good or bad. That could be positive or negative. My brain automatically thought, Rod has said many times on this channel that before using the B word, everybody keeps saying bankrupt. They could sell their portion in trust, which exactly is mentioned in there. They're contemplating their future investment in trust. That could mean that anything, right? They could bring in Tilray. They could bring in, the Germany market, right? If they wanted to bring Tilray into that deal so that they can sell in Germany. There's all these different things. It could be positive. It could be negative, right? We'll have to see. The industry is changing, and it's going to continue to change at a rapid pace. And I just wanted to go here into the Power Group private community. So this was a post on Reddit, and it says, let me get this straight. So they are broke, and I'll get into, actually, before I get into this, I do want to bring up the Tyson. I'm just a little all over the place here at the moment because of the fact that, there's just so many emotional people out here today, and it definitely takes a toll on you. But I said, Hexo got back to me about Tyson, exactly what I said. Let's remember to use logic instead of emotion. I said that they would likely rebrand it because of the pushback from the governments and it being tied to a person or entity similar to the trailer park buds. So Haley gets back to me from Kaiser Partners, which is the investor relations manager, the people responsible for that for Hexo. She said, hi, Rodney, thanks for reaching out. And just look how professional and world-class this response is, right? Because you wouldn't expect anything less from Hexo because it's by far the best MJ company in the planet as far as I'm concerned. While reviewing perception around the Tyson 2.0 partnership with Health Canada, Hexo has removed the press release from its website. The decision to remove the release from the website was requested by Health Canada as the new name of the product line is under review. We want to ensure the public that the products launched by Hexo in partnership with any MJ company will continue to be compliant with the MJ Act and regulations. We can confirm that the partnership is still happening, and Hexo has been working with the Tyson team on mapping out the next steps. We will keep you informed should there be any major changes. Thank you. Again, Hexo proves it is world freaking class. Wouldn't expect anything less. What a super professional and wise thing to do. This means Quebec and Alberta will probably allow the products now as well. See, folks, logic rules and emotions suck. And then you got these people on Reddit. This is why I don't go to Reddit. This is why I don't go to Facebook very often anymore, because it's just all emotional people. No logic. Again, not trying to offend anybody, but it's clear that emotions are coming out in this, and I can rebuttal all of it, which I did. Let me get this straight. They are so broke that they're going to sell trust. No one said that. They bought Zenabis only to lose it. Their international business went belly up. Well, I'll get to the rebuttals here in a second. Fortune 200 CPG partner was used to mislead investors for over a year, no longer exists. Okay. Mike Tyson's partnership is dead. No earnings call in 2 quarters. Okay, I agree with that. That should be changed, but not the end of the world. Their auditor, PwC, quit. They think that even the cost savings, they aren't sure if they can have enough cash to survive. Laughing out loud. Okay, so that's the emotional take. Let's take the logical approach. So I said I could rebuttal all of those points, depends how you look at the side of the coin. This is a classic example of how people react on emotions versus logic. So here I go through and I break down all those rebuttals. No one said that they were going to sell trust. They are not broke. They got rid of Zenabis because of Tilray International deal and keep the strains and the brands and liquidate unnecessary assets that are hurting COGS, cost of goods sold. They also don't need Zenabis because of the Redecan facilities and they acquired Zenabis first. CPG partners supposedly on hold as per Hexo IR, and when I asked them about earnings, they were truthful. There will also be many CPG partners, not just one. Hexo also has a CPG partner called Molson Coors that people seem to forget because of emotions. Tilray said it themselves that Hexo is in discussions with leading CPG players, plural, and that they are likely waiting for the sector to reverse and balance sheet to clean up, and maybe even rescheduling. It's not just Hexo, it's a CPG partner as well, right? There's multiple people in this deal, and they would likely have unhappy shareholders if they partner with a company selling a Schedule 1 drug in the same category as heroin. There was no evidence that the CPG partner in edibles doesn't exist anymore, but there's tons saying that it does. Mike Tyson partnership being dead is also incorrect, and an emotional response, which we just showed you the response from Hexo to put that to bed. So again, just people speculating and for no reason, right? It's one thing to speculate for within reason, but that was just clearly emotional response, right? And then sure enough, with regard, instead of, contacting Hexo and their IR like I did and looking to get that information, they go on here and they spread misinformation, right? This is part of the problem of what we have in today's society is people don't actually take the time to look into things and logically react versus emotionally reacting. So that is an emotional response. Clearly, that was true. There has been no official confirmation of any changes since they announced the deal, and other than Quebec and Alberta not supporting the products. And then literally after I posted this, when was it? I posted that response 29 minutes ago, and then this came out at 12:03. So I posted that it was at like 11:59, and then literally like 4 minutes later, Hexo sent me an email. So pretty funny and ironic that all that happened. But let's go here. So there has been no official confirmation other than Quebec and Alberta not supporting the products. And now we know that deal is still going through and that it's just being amended a little bit with regards to the rebrand. And I've been saying that this whole time, that would likely happen. Some companies don't do earnings calls at all, and they are heavily tied with Tilray, so lots would overlap. And they also have new management, CEO and CFO. This is about the only point I agree with. And I think that Hexo could obviously do better, but still not the end of the world. And PR is press release, like communication, things like that. Those are easy to fix. Also, PwC could have been a conflict of interest with Tilray, but ultimately the auditor resigning isn't the end of the world, in my opinion. The going concern has been stated many times and is a default comment that they have said because they are publicly traded. This has been in almost every MD&A, management discussion and analysis, for the past year, but again, people respond emotionally. They also stated that they have enough cash for the next 12 months and they could easily sell out brands or assets, including their ownership in trusts, or as a last resort. They also plan to be cash flow positive within 4 quarters, which was announced a few months ago, so we could see that happen in the back half of 2023, at which point cash burn wouldn't be an issue. So again, I could probably go off on a tangent for another 10 minutes, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. But just try to react logically and look at things for what it is, right? Tilray partnering with Hexo. It's now been a year since they've been chasing Hexo. They tried to buy them for $3 a share. We've got Chaos Capital. We've got Redecan. We've got Redecan turned down $1.4 billion to go with Hexo for $925 million. We got Molson Coors. We got all these other CPG partners. We got Tyson coming on board. Why would all these companies pick entities, and why would all of these players, these big, huge players in the game, pick Hexo if it were worthless, right? And again, I can't tell you how many people have been asking me about Hexo. Can't wait to try Hexo products. I'm from the US. When can I get it? When can I get it? They never ask me about any other LP. They never ask me about Tilray. They never ask me about VFF or OGI or anything else. I've never heard a single person in, maybe Canara. That's like the only one, but maybe one person has told me that they want to come to Canada to try Canara's products, which is understandable. They have great products, right? At a great price. And I've never heard a single person in Canada say they can't wait to go to the US to try an MSO product. So the writing is on the wall. Amazon fell 95% after the .com days, and it wasn't selling a Schedule 1 drug classified in the same category as heroin. We're talking about MJ here, and it's just, it's very frustrating sometimes when people get so emotional, but I just encourage you to stop it. Like literally just put that to bed. There's no sense of it. Just look at things logically. And if you don't understand at face value, there's probably more to it than what meets the eye, right? Just always don't assume the worst. Try to think about things logically. And if you can't think logically yourself, then reach out to the community, right? That's why I have POW Group. That's why I created the POW Group private community as well, where we literally talk about this stuff day in, day out. And I actually shared all of this information before I even did a video. So, and again, I get tons of people emailing me directly. I get messages directly on all different social platforms. I'm probably not going to respond because as my channel gets bigger, I just don't have the time to respond to each individual message. So if anybody is wondering why I'm not responding, it's nothing personal. But if you do want to deal with me directly, the best way to do that is go to powgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com, sign up for a membership, where that is where, majority of my attention goes. Other than that, I'll get to it when I can, but I'll try to address everybody's concerns in a video. But with regards to that trust thing, no one said that they're going to sell that. That's just, it could be positive, it could be negative. That was just my initial take on it because I had been saying that for a while now, that that's an option that they could use before using the B word. So again, just hopefully this kind of puts some minds at ease and realize that there's a reason why Hexo is this, that has garnered this much attention, right? And like Charlie Bowman said, the CEO, Hexo is the best MJ company in the world, and I tend to agree. All right, going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth with Rob with POW Group. Make sure to smash the like and share the video with anybody that might find value. Thanks again. See you on the next video.